Hi, my name is Will Thompson, and I want to talk to you today about my proposal for my POCS project. And the idea here is tying together two different important ideas. The first of which is from the mathematics of facility placement and optimal facility allocation. And this is called the p-median problem. So the p-median problem, the idea is you have some sort of bounded space and you want to place your facilities optimally to minimize some sort of objective function. So this could be you want to minimize the difference to the nearest facility for each person in the population, or it might be that you want to maximize the number of people in a given cell if you're something like a commercial facility like a Starbucks. What you care about is total profit. And you can solve approximately the p-median problem to find a certain scaling relationship between the facility density and the population density. And there's another similar problem, which comes from the literature around power laws and mechanisms for power laws called highly optimized tolerance, or HOT. And this is another constrained optimization problem. Given a finite amount of resources, you have to partition an area to reduce some sort of risk function, some sort of damage. So it turns out that when you do the scaling for the HOT, you find that a very similar scaling relationship exists. And to dig into that, we can see both on this slide. You can see the scaling relationships for your objective functions, for your constraints, and then the scaling exponents here in the fourth column. So the idea is that the highly optimized tolerance and the p-median problem have very similar scaling relationships, and they both depend on objective functions, which are some sort of exponent of some sort of volume, some sort of cell volume, as well as constraints, which are also some sort of exponent of some sort of cell volume. So the idea is we want to be able to tie these together. And ideally, if I give you a partitioned layout, I want to be able to infer both the objective function and the constraint. So as you can see here, the constraint and the objective function are mixed together. So it's not exactly clear which one is which. So part of what we want to do is come up with new ways to determine the constraint from looking at data. So my project will implement a forward optimizer. So given a layout, find a optimized facility allocation. And then by scaling the exponents on our constraint, as well as our objective function, we want to identify the hallmarks of certain constraint exponents. So that's the idea. So the project is going to be to implement this forward optimizer and then look at the scaling relationships and other possible quantities closely to be able to identify what hallmarks are there of certain constraint exponents. Thank you so much.